Good morning, everybody. And if you're watching this and it's not 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, then you're watching this as a video. But it's all good because the same information is pertinent for the entire week. So I see people are waiting for me, probably because I'm about 3 minutes late this morning. So hi, Janice. Hi, Chris. Hi, Anna and Susan and Nikki. Welcome. I definitely have felt the energy this weekend. Yeah. One of the reason I'm a couple of minutes late is that I haven't really slept in the last 2 nights, so it's taken me a little while to come around. And I was just texting with another tarot reader earlier, Lori Salusi, who by the way also has a YouTube channel, and we were talking about things like what we can do in the interim of waiting for a vaccine for what's going on. I don't even want to use the word because there's so much censorship, but for what's going on in the world now. And there's some people that don't wish to take the vaccine, and then there's others that wish to do it, but then it's going to be still a few months, if not longer, before that comes. So we're talking about little ways you can enhance your immune system. And what I do, one of the things that I do is my morning ritual is I'll lay in bed for about 10 minutes and just meditate and just observe my thoughts and body and just kind of come around that way. And then I do a 3-minute cold shower, which is very cold in the Catskills this time of year. And that's a really good immune enhancer over time. And it does a lot of good for your health. But, if you do decide to take this advice and do cold showers, don't run any cold water directly in the top of your head, and check with your doctor first also if you have medical conditions. But we're here for tarot. We're not here for cold showers. I did that already. So again, welcome everybody. Those that are coming in as a live event, and those that are coming in later on. And I figured out the way that YouTube works with these live events. This will be available, like, I think, for 12 hours as a live event, and then it becomes available as a video. So it's a little bit strange how that happens. But what I was going to say is, if you are catching this as a video, or even if you're on the live event and you want to come back later, and you have a question about your own life, what I do is, if people comment a question, and this may not be till Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday, because I have to go, do a couple of medical things tomorrow. I'll answer that. I'll pull a card from the tarot and I'll answer your question. So feel free to ask. That's a good way to, for me to help garnish interest in what I'm doing with tarot time. But it's good for you guys because I can tap into the wisdom of the tarot to help guide you in certain areas or issues in your life. So let's see. Hi, Yana. Good morning. Hi, Sharon and Jean and Kelly. Hi, and Anne again. So thank you and welcome. So what's going on in the world? Is there any news going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on from an astrological perspective. Is that the solar eclipse happens Monday on the new moon, so that's tomorrow actually. So we're in the dark moon right now, and Heather Estara, our great editor for the Medium channel and a great helper for my business Between the Worlds, and I are going to be on Zoom tomorrow doing a transmission, like I'll tap into universal energy and help to channel that to benefit everybody in the group. So it's actually a really neat experience. And I do that part, and then Heather does a group healing. So we do different types of energy healings basically. And that's going to be tomorrow night on Zoom. If you are interested, email us, info@AtomBetweenTheWorlds. Get the Zoom codes. It's all free. All good. So you're all welcome. Tomorrow night, 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. And there's a couple of other things I wanted to say quickly, and then I'll get right into this. I promise that a lot of us are going through a lot of financial ups and downs with the pandemic. So I made and released a video last Thursday that's on the channel. That's Crack the Money Code. And I have a meditation. I invented like 4 or 5 different money meditations, and this is my favorite one. And if you do this for 40 days, I can pretty much guarantee it'll make a difference for you. So, check out the video if you haven't yet. It's on my channel. And do the meditation, and let us know how well you do with it. It's meant to be done for 40 days or longer, but even after a few days, you may start to notice some changes. And then on December the 21st, which is a week from Monday, I'm going to do live mediumship here on the channel, and I'll do a giveaway. I do that every 6 weeks or so. So that's all free. So all good. So the eclipse is tomorrow. Solar eclipses are always on the new moon just because of astrological alignment. The moon and the sun have to be exactly conjunct for there to be a solar eclipse. And it kind of casts that shadow on the earth with the new moon. So it becomes a very intense new moon. And this is going to be followed up by a very powerful alignment of Saturn and Jupiter, 0 degrees Aquarius, on the winter solstice. So this period is going to be a huge, massive energetic shift. And I'm going to see what the tarot is saying about that. But a lot of things are going to change. A lot of things are going to come out into the light. So even though eclipses kind of represented darkness, it kind of also represents exposing the shadow of society. And because it's a gravitational pull, it can have some effects on the earth and the geomagnetic structures of the earth. So very often there are earthquakes and stuff like that several days to several weeks after an eclipse season or an eclipse cycle. So anyways, see if anybody else is here. Yeah, okay, so same people. So what did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk a little bit about the pentacles in the tarot, because I like to do a little kind of a mini tutorial. Tarot actually came from a game, Taroki, from an artist named Bonifacio Bembo, if I'm pronouncing the name of the artist correctly, in the court of King Ferdinand II in Spain. And it was a game in the Renaissance, and our playing cards are actually patterned after the tarot. 4 suits, numbered cards, court cards. The only difference is the Joker embodies the 22 major arcana in the tarot. So it's a divination tool, it's a meditation tool, and it's a wisdom tool, and it's a favorite among psychics still. And the pentacles are the suit that represents earth. It represents the body. It represents the physical aspects of life, sometimes money, sometimes work. But it also represents the winter, and we're coming into the winter season. So if you get a lot of pentacles, there may be messages about taking care of your personal, your physical life, your body, your financial life, your work life, or changes in those things, or the home, or anything that is in structure. Now, keep in mind that everything that is structure is energy, because everything is energy, and mystics have known that. Quantum physics is starting to prove that and actually chemistry's proved that long ago, because atoms are 99.9% empty space, and electrons move at 1/100th the speed of light in between that empty space. So that's just kind of a little bit of a scientific way of saying that the fact that we appear solid is one big fat illusion. And in reality, we're over 99% just empty space, just nothingness. But it's not nothing, it's energy. So we're energetic beings. Everything is energy. And the mystery of the suit of the pentacles is understanding the illusion behind what is physical, and that we are all spirits having a human experience. So on that note, what I like to do to start out is just, ask Spirit to give us all, everybody that's seeing this live, as well as everybody who's going to see this later, like what would be the best card to meditate on for the week based on our present group dynamic. So we're all connected. In fact, we're all one. And everybody that comes to these events with people like myself, I'm a student, but I'm also a teacher, and other people like me are really here to evolve, because this is the Great Awakening. Oh, and by the way, one other little the Medium channel announcement is on New Year's Eve. I'm going to reveal my top 5 predictions for 2021. So that's going to be at 1 o'clock, December 31st, live again. So anyways, so dear Spirit, what card is going to be the best one for us to meditate on? Interesting. The King of Wands. And last time I think it was the Queen of Cups. So kings, oh gosh, this is where my lack of sleep is going to show. The kings represent air. Thank you. Am I getting that right? No, the kings are air. Oh my goodness. And wands represent fire. So it's like air and fire, sort of the essence or the energy of this card. And this is really about, the way that I'm seeing this is a very energetic card. There's a lot of yellow. Everything has that kind of energy. And the king is kind of he's sort of looking forward, but kind of looking down also. And meditate on this card, but also meditate on what it is that you wish to create in 2021. Because I'm just seeing that the wand is facing up. This is a Hanson Roberts deck, by the way. The wand is facing up, but the king's kind of looking ahead and kind of down. And I'm kind of getting this as above, so below kind of a message for us. So as you meditate on this card, also meditate on what it is that maybe that you wish to create in 2021. And when we visualize, what we want to do is we want to be the experience as if it's already happening. And what that means is that basically use your imagination. Our imagination is a great tool, and our brain with all the electromagnetic energy, it over time it really moves things in our lives and creates our reality. So visualize, but be in that scene in the present moment. Like for me, one of the visions that I have, it's part of my financial growth, because money is important. It's an energy also that allows us to experience more of God's creation, really. So it's a good thing. And so I visualize my house in Hawaii, and I have the whole house in my mind. There's a circular kind of an energy with it. There's a downstairs with rooms, and there's a little upstairs with a couple of rooms, and then I can see the ocean in the distance, which is a very deep blue in Hawaii. So I had that vision in my mind. So whatever your vision is, be in that vision. I'll even feel the humidity. I'll feel myself sweating in the sun. I'll see myself watching the palm trees. Like I really become in that moment. And quantum physics is starting to prove that all possibilities exist, and what our physical reality is, it's what matches our energy fields or our consciousness. So what we place our attention on, not in a wanting way, but being here now, like being present now as if it's already happening, that's when we start to create synchronicity to magic. And what happens is that the reality that you're wishing to create comes to you. And that's not to say don't do the footwork, because you have to do physical work also, but it comes to you. You don't have to chase it anymore. So when we want something, we tell the universe it doesn't exist and we push it away. But when we become the vibration of what we desire in the present moment, then it starts to become our reality, and synchronicities happen and things line up very, very magically. So good morning, Jenna. Good morning, all this energy. Potty, right? Good morning, Potty. And thank you. And you're welcome, Nikki. So I'm going to do the 3 cards for the week. So that's that's interesting. That's the meaning that I got. And the other thing I'm noticing is the lion in the corner here, and lions represent pride and strength. So this card is telling us to be courageous. We're in for a bumpy ride the next few months. I'm going to have more to say on that next week, which, next tarot time. And then on the 31st, when I do the live predictions. But this is calling us to be strong, to be firm in our power. We're going to get through the bumpy part, and we're going to see a lot of awakening and a lot being revealed. And I'm not going to say it anymore. I'll say that for the 31st. So that's my little hook. All right. Good morning, Yvonne. Thank you for coming. Good morning, unlicensed thinker. Thank you. So pride and strength, I have both. Yes, absolutely. So you guys that missed the beginning of that, definitely replay this, because I can't repeat what just came through, but it was really awesome information. So I am mixing cards up, and traditionally, everybody's different. I find that the tarot card, there's an energy and a lineage behind it. So there's consciousness behind it. And the way that you see the cards is the way the cards are going to respond to you. So if I have certain meanings associated with certain cards, Spirit knows that, and they'll line the readings up, according to how I perceive. It works pretty much the same way as mediumship. That Spirit reads my energies, or the people that have passed on connect with my energy fields, and then they give me images or things in my own language, and then I can interpret that for what they're trying to say to whoever my sitter is at the time, who's ever getting the reading. So in any event, and let me just ask Spirit to bring us the best 3 cards for this week. So those of you that are coming in late, definitely catch this from the beginning, because some interesting information came through. This card, no, okay. I'm going to take a card just popped out. I'm going to use that as a 4th card today, believe it or not. The card just popped out, but Spirit said, no, don't do that in the 3 that I'm pulling. So I have a very high-tech way of displaying the cards that I pulled, which those of you that that know me and done this before know what I'm about to say. Oh my God, this is powerful. I may have to go. Oh, here's my high-tech device here. Maybe if I stand back a little bit. You're all hearing me okay, right? If not, I can increase the gain on my microphone. So 1, 2, and 3. And just looking at this, even in the screen, is giving me palpitation. This is pretty intense. And this can represent past, present, and future, but we're really projecting into the week. So this is kind of like energy we're sort of coming in with and dealing with. This is sort of energy of things that are kinetic, or that are physically happening, or that or that we should be focusing on. And then this is sort of like outcomes, basically. Now, it doesn't take a whole lot of a stretch of imagination to figure out what the 5 of Wands are about. I will tell you, though, that 5 in numerology represents change, and Wands is really about fire, energy, action. And what we're finding in the collective consciousness, and some of you have already observed this, is that people are getting very kind of edgy again, very, apprehensive. Again, there is, the news of the vaccine. It's been approved, or at least one of the vaccines. And that's creating, very similar kind of back and forth negativity, that things that were happening leading up to the elections. So what this is really telling us is to definitely stay in our power and stay in our truth. But also 5 is energy and action. 5 is freedom. 5 is healing also. So they're really telling us to kind of stay in our power. And as one of my colleagues and friends who's an astrologer, Sharita Starr, always says is stay in your own lane. And even though Mars is direct and it's been direct for a while, we're still in the shadow of the Mars retrograde till the beginning of January. So you may find a few things start to come out in the news. That Jupiter Saturn alignment's already happening. It's just going to get closer, moving to 0 degrees Aquarius, which is revolutionary change. Now, the Three of Swords is an interesting card because it's taken, traditionally as a card of heartache or separation, but it's reversed, and it's almost like I almost feel like spirit's telling us, not to hold our emotions in now. Otherwise, we're going to kind of sort of hit a boiling point, but rather, if we need to cry or if we need to even yell at something to do it, you know, I'm always about love and light, light and love, or whatever. But the truth of the matter is that as human beings, we have a very wide range of emotions and emotional responses. It's energy, emotion, and every now and then you do have to vent. Like every now and then you do have to, get really down and dirty and really let your shadow aspect show and really let it out in order to purge and clear and stuff like that as well. Now, I do this also to kind of tap into maybe some of the headlines or some of the the highlights that are going on in the news. The kind of sort of a separation from your reality. Maybe this is trying to say, but I almost feel like with what's flanking this, especially the high priestess, because the high priestess can all often be about delusions, deception, intuition. All this is telling me that there may be a few things that become revealed as soon as this week. And as I'm talking about that, I'm seeing the flow of money in my mind also. So there may be something about money or financial stuff. This could also, because it's like a separation, there could be some new lockdowns or new restrictions applied, I want to say as well. But the high priestess is also connecting to the divine energy. It's actually ruled by the moon. People might think the moon card is ruled by the moon, but actually, in a traditional tarot interpretation, the moon card is really the sign Pisces, is it? Yeah, Lori, you can chime in if you're still here. Lori's a tarot reader also. I think it tunes into the sign Pisces, because I think the Chariot is Cancer, and then the High Priestess represents the moon. But it's like a divine feminine, and somebody Gene saying release. That's an excellent interpretation. I agree with that. And I think there is a lot of energetic release that's happening. So I need to have a little water. Because I kind of lost my train of thought just there. Um, yeah, I feel like they're trying to tell us to really kind of stay in our meditative, to practice our presence, and stuff like that we know to do. Um, so right, I've seen the flow of money, so I'm not sure exactly what that meant. And then I'm seeing signing checks. So there may be some news on a stimulus package. We may not necessarily like that or appreciate that as well. I yeah, yes, Laurie's saying yes, thank you, and release. Cool. I don't know if those are the Hebrew letters. Tarot actually links in with the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, amongst other things. So, High Priestess, very interesting card. That's like very powerful, divine feminine, about psychic abilities, intuition. I'm going to peek this around because I think I need to, because I feel like there's another message I haven't accessed yet. Yeah, this Three of Swords, I mean, it's not the meaning, but what this is telling me is to do a lot of rooting, a lot of earth meditations, a lot of grounding. And the reason I'm saying that, I'm kind of seeing like the energy of this reverse card sort of funneling downwards in my mind's eye. I feel like it's spiritual way of saying that, to practice rooting. And for those of you that don't know how to do that, you just get very relaxed and very present. Go into a little meditation, relax body, relax mind. Don't think, just observe thoughts, feelings, emotions, and then imagine roots growing down from the base of your spine, or the soles of your feet, or both, through your floor and into the earth, and visualize those roots sort of fanning downwards into the ground. And then when you inhale, you draw earth energy into your body and aura. Then exhale, release back into the earth. And it's a form of long, deep breathing. You can do that for like 3 minutes or so as well. But trust your intuition. I feel like they're saying like a lot of deception in the news. What else is new, right? And I'm not going to place any meaning on this. And the Medium channel is not about conspiracy theories. But having said that, conspiracy theories are just that. They are theories. They're not proven at this time. But what I found is that there's varying levels of truth in different theories, and most of the conspiracy theories have some foundation in truth. Now, some of them more so than others, and some of them may even be smoke screens. But I think the point is that a lot of stuff is going to come out, and whether this is basically the medical people, the the FDA, not the FDA, God, I can't even remember, the WHO and the American version of that. You're going to see basically a lot about things like people getting the issue twice. I don't even want to say the word. The algorithm might censor me. But getting this particular issue more than once, you may see more news coming out about long-term effects and how that can basically damage the rest of your life, and so forth and so on. Right as the vaccine is being rolled out. And again, I'm not placing any meaning to that. But having said that, I do think that certain facts that are kind of swept under the rug are going to have no place to go but into the consciousness. And with all this energy going on that's very chaotic, we just need to ground and center and understand that we are part of collective consciousness. We're all connected and we're all one, but we also can influence that collective consciousness, and we can also choose what we wish to stay connected with or what we don't. So you can even set intentions to link in with a positive collective, but to not necessarily be effective or attached to the negative collective, if that makes any sense. And the high priest is also about power. It's about psychic power. It's about feminine power, the divine feminine, to stay in your power, to ground and to root. And with this eclipse and the energies that follow, just be prepared for a little bit of a turbulent up and down week as we start to adjust. And what's happening cosmically speaking is that the energies keep increasing, which can be measured actually by the Schumann frequencies, if you want to look, or I think it's the Schumann frequencies. If you want to look that up, it's a natural vibration that's in the earth. That's basically over the last 2 or 3 years has increased over 100-fold now. So so in any event, so that's what I have to say about that today. As is usual, like I'll think back later on and be like, darn, why I didn't say this or I didn't say that. And the thing is, you guys can meditate on the cards and ask spirit. You might get more meanings. I'm facilitating this, but you may get meanings that are different than what I'm getting. Like I might miss something. So definitely feel free with that as well. When you pick the high priestess, I asked you a few questions about it earlier in the show. About the high priest. I'm sorry if I missed the comments. All right. So what I like to do to close up is pull an angel card from Doreen Virtue's messages from the angels as our final angel message. And like I said in the beginning, I did release a video on Thursday with a very powerful money magnetization meditation, and I encourage you guys to check that out and do that, because we want everybody associated with this work to be healthy, wealthy. Money is a tool of freedom, and gives us the ability to experience more of what God or Spirit has to offer in our experience, because we're spirits having a human experience, and we want those human experiences to be rich, so that our spiritual experience in this lifetime can be rich also. And we're all teachers too, so I'm working on creating more money so I can do more mediumship training in the Arthur Finley College, for example. So in any event, so asking the angels for a final message, and we want this card. I pulled that fourth card back in the deck subconsciously, so I think that was just not meant for us at this time. So what did I get here? Caressa. I love her name for this. You are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you there. And the angel is in palm trees, which I like. It's a sunset scene, which is kind of the late fall kind of a feeling, right? Fall going into winter. Um, so this is the way the card looks. And this really ties into everything that I've said the last half hour really beautifully. So I like when that happens. And so again, I feel like they're saying just to release. Yeah, so Chris asked, "Where's the fourth card?" Oh, okay, you got my explanation. It's kind of like the fourth card went back in the deck. I'm sorry, it wasn't meant to be. um, I haven't slept. Well, I slept a little last night. The night before was like zero. I know a lot of you are experiencing that also. What's getting my attention? This is kind of like reflection off the water here, and even though that it's in the difference, and the angels kind of facing away from the reflection. And I think what we need to do is kind of understand and look at everything that's happening in the world as a reflection of the collective consciousness, and everything that's happening in our individual lives is a reflection of our own individual consciousness, and everything's ending and everything's changing, and it's really sad. And that's, I think, why the Three of Swords came in. We know in our hearts that nothing's going to be the same, but what's new may be better than anything that was the same. But this is kind of the time to reflect and maybe let go. Let go. When I say let go, embrace with love, and then you can naturally release things. So in any event, um, anything else about this? But yeah, that's the general feeling. It's a very kind of reflective card, and this might be a good period to reflect on things and really understand there's a new year, there's a new energy, there's a new cycle. Reflect on what's been released with love and gratitude, what needs to be released because you've learned the lesson already, and start to embrace the changes. So that's what I have for you guys today. Um, and again, anything, yeah, and what is coming is going to be amazing. I agree totally. It's going to be really amazing, but it's not going to be without its challenges. We're just at the beginning of the Great Awakening process. This is just the first step. I mean, there's been an awakening cycle. I started to feel it in 2010 personally. A lot of people really started to get that 2012, 2014, some even before that. I mean, I had my first awakening in 1979 when I was a teenager, basically, which in a way, it opened me up to all that I'm doing now, but in a way, kind of ruined everything, because what I went to college for never happened, basically, and a lot of stuff happened after that. So the good news is in 2020, if you do have an awakening, there's you can go on the internet. There's places that you can go to understand what's happening to you. But I didn't have that, see, so that's why it was a problem in 1979. So in any event, namaste, aloha, everybody. Be well, stay safe. We'll see you next Sunday for tarot time. And Anybody that wants to get in on my energy transmission and Heather Astara's group healing, that will be on Zoom tomorrow at 7 Eastern time. Email us info@atombetweentheworlds.com to get the codes. It's all free. And we thank you again. Namaste.